Hi, friends. How are you? Happy Thursday. Today is June 18th. And oh my God, we are just days away from starting summer. And I just want to say hi. Welcome to another program and another day where we're going to learn a lot today. It is Thursday and it is really hot here in the Bay Area. But I hope that you'll join me today to just talk about content creation and just, conversate, talk about things that really matter to us. And for all of you content creators out there, I hope that we can share ideas and then also share how you feel about creating content, what inspires you to do more. And that's what this show is all about. And so I welcome you today. Like I said, it's Thursday, June 18th, and welcome to another live show. Just to remind you a little bit about what this is, the purpose of this show is to create content, learn from experts. Sometimes it's influencers, sometimes it's teachers, people that are just experts in whatever it is that they do. And of course, I want to help you grow your personal brand, especially for those of you that are just starting out. I know that there's so much that we can learn. There's so much to know, to find out, but it's really awesome when we can really focus on something and just start to hone in on that and become better and better. So as content creators, whether it's for your small business or for your personal brand or for something that you just really want to get out there and create content for and have other people know about, well, that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. And so I welcome you to Flor Melara TV. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Like I said, today is June 18th, and this is another episode or another program. And what we're going to be talking about today's show is going to be about creating and really learning about the best ways to stay organized, things that we can start using, whether it's an app or whether it's just, a website online, how you guys can start using that to create more content and to stay organized. And I do want to tell you that today is actually National Splurge Day. So I don't know how you would consider splurging. Maybe it's buying yourself something online or going out for ice cream, although I don't know if certain places are open right now because I know a lot of businesses continue to be closed. But the good thing is that so many businesses are starting to open again. So if you do want to splurge, it's National Splurge Day. So that's really important to know. I felt like it was important to highlight, and I just thought I'd tell you guys that. And I want to share with you guys a quote that it stood out to me, and we are seeing it right now on screen. It says, "The smallest action means more than the biggest intention." So this is really relevant to today's show because I think that it's so important that not only do we, say that we're going to do something or have the intention of doing something, but it's so important that we actually carry it out. Even if it's a small action, even if it's just doing something so tiny, that small step can later become something really great and really big. And we have a comment. Thank you to my mom who is watching. Thank you to all of you that are watching right now. And so I want to just, without further ado, get right down to business and just start talking about today's show, what it's going to be about, how you guys can learn more. And I thought about just talking about some of the best apps that have worked for me. And I say this because I've been creating content for a long time now, since I finished school, since I started school, really. I started creating content back in 2011. But ever since, I feel like, things have changed. We're always learning new things. And of course, we're always bringing new apps into our life. They've become part of our world. And so today I want to share with you some of the best ones that have worked for me and that are really, really good at helping you become more productive and just create more content. And so we're going to talk about the first one. And I have my phone here, so I am also going to show you or refer to my phone to show you a little bit about, like how I use it. But I want to talk about the first one is Planoly. It is to post content on Instagram. Now, if you've never heard of this application, I suggest that you go look for it, whether it's on the App Store or the Google Play Store. It's so important that you check if it's available for your type of phone or for the type of system that your phone uses, your smartphone uses. I feel like most people have iOS or Android, and it does work for both of these, so it's important that you check. But this application is amazing. It's called Planoly, and I love it. This is how it looks on your, if you see it here, we have that P right there, and that is for Planoly. And so basically, it's an app to help you organize your content that you're going to post to Instagram. It's really helped me. There are so many different ones like this one. I've heard of Preview, I've heard of Plan, I've heard of, I think it's like Insta Organize is another one. And so it helps you to see the content that you're going to post on your social media, whether it's Instagram. I believe it only works for Instagram, but it allows you to actually see it. So we're going to go into the app and I'm going to show you just, I remember it signed me out, but I have it here on my desktop as well, just because I want to show you what it looks like and what it can allow you guys to do. So we're going to show right now my screen, and what we're going to do, we have it right here, and we're going to play that video. And I just found this video on YouTube. If we can play that video and enlarge the image, what you guys are seeing there is pretty much the way it looks on a desktop, on a browser, but on your phone, it's going to look almost the same. And basically, what you see there, if we zoom in, you can see a U right there. And what that means is that it hasn't been posted yet. It hasn't been scheduled either. It's unscheduled. But it works so great because it allows you to post to Instagram. You can even create your post within the app and write everything out. And if you don't have the photo ready, maybe your photo is still waiting to be edited or you haven't finished it, you can add a placeholder instead of the photo, and then you can come back and replace that placeholder with an actual photo. So this is great because not only do you see the content as it's going to look on your Instagram, but you can also plan for when you want to post it. So right next to it, what we see here is a calendar. And so this allows you to actually start thinking, well, maybe on National Splurge Day, like it is today, I want to post something about splurging and about going all out and treating yourself and whatnot. So this is a great idea because you can use the calendar to stay organized and to continue to plan. And what we're seeing there is what the actual post looks like. It's really amazing. I personally think it's a great application. It has helped me so much to stay organized, and not only to stay organized, but so many times for businesses, for example, that want to keep like a specific layout, or they want to see what it's going to look like, they can post it on there. It doesn't get posted to Instagram. They just preview it before it actually goes live on their Instagram page. So this is really good to actually customize every single post or every single picture, or for those people that like to use specific filters, this is really good because you can actually see if the filter that you're going to use matches with the last picture that you just posted. So I think this is probably one of the ones that I've been using for the past maybe like 3 years, and I really like it. I think it's great. They do have a free version, which is awesome. And you can post, I believe you can test out up to 30 photos. But when you pay $8 a month, I think that's the cost, you can actually do unlimited. And I believe it's for 2 accounts. So say, for example, you have your personal Instagram account and then you have an Instagram account for your business. You can actually post to both of those. So that's one of the apps that I really like. Like I said, it's available on your browser and it's also available on your phone, and it works amazing. Now I want to talk about a different one because it is important that, and I don't know who's all watching, but thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. Today, we're talking about some of the best apps that have worked for me. And this is for people that, of course, are starting to create content, that want to stay organized, that want to continue to do things a little better, a little more structured, want to stay on a calendar, maybe start to create content that is not just random, but that is structured and that is organized, and that, of course, gets you to your goal, which is the overall reason why it's so important. So the next one that we're going to talk about is Trello. And Trello, I found out about it through I don't think it was an Instagram. It was a YouTube video. I watched a YouTube video, or I read a blog post, and that's how I found out about Trello. And Trello is a board type of calendar that also helps you stay organized. And what Trello does, and we're also going to show that because we have it right here. And I want to actually, I have my nephew who's here, and he's helping me to manage all of this and kind of run what's happening here in the background. But what I want to show you, and I'm just going to zoom in, this is, if you guys can see, what we see right here is the actual browser, how it looks on a browser. And what I have here is I have, for example, right here, I have the show that I'm working on at the moment. And you can just pretty much create boards. This is a board, what we're seeing there, it's a board, and you create lists. And so these lists help you to stay organized. So for example, if you're a mom, or if you're a teacher, or whatever it is that you do, this can help you stay organized, because it's kind of like creating a checklist of different things that you want to start doing. And so you can write them out. Like you see, I have there upcoming Thursday show. I write down my ideas there. I write down what the topic for the show is going to be. And then I go ahead and carry it through, see it through, and actually go through with a show, right? And so we have our upcoming Sunday show, and I can write there like the dates. If you guys can see, it's kind of hard to see, it's small, but it says there the date, and then you can also label things, which I think is really useful, and it's really amazing because you can label whatever it is that you're seeing, and so it helps you to stay organized. And pretty much I also have upcoming national days, so that's important because sometimes there's so many bloggers, so many businesses that can make a lot of money off of creating content that is focused on a national day. For example, a donut shop. It's so important that they know when National Donut Day is. Why? Because they want to create content around that, and of course have their name, or have, their business logo, their name just appear in posts that are popular that day, or that, are coming up, because when it's going to be National Donut Day, a lot of people are looking for recipes, or people are looking for local donut shops in their area where they can go buy donuts. So it's important that you stay, of course, up to date. And this is a great way so that you're not looking for it every week, but you can have a list of upcoming national days or upcoming special events. I also have there my birthday, because in July it's going to be my birthday. I'm turning 30. And then we also have like 4th of July. So much content to create around 4th of July. There is really a lot. And I'm going to take some time right now just because I want to say hi to everyone that is watching. We showed my mom's comment. She said hello, and I say hi, mommy. Thank you so much for watching me. We also have Lorena. She says that is great about the 2 accounts. Yeah, it's so good because you can actually have more than 1 account. And oh, excuse me. And I think that if you pay more, of course, then you're allowed to do another account, for example. And then we have Silvia. Silvia, muchas gracias. Dios te bendiga. Muchísimas gracias por ese comentario. And then we have Ovi. Ovi, thank you so much. Thank you. For those of you that don't know, Ovi is an amazing leader. He speaks at conferences, and he just motivates people because he's a person to really admire for all that he's done, and for how much he continues to do, and really just motivate people all around in so many different aspects and so many different things that he's always doing. So thank you so much. much. Then let's see. Lorena, she's saying that she loves Trello, and she says, I need to go back to using it. Yeah, that's the thing that I think it's important to find something that really works and that we'll continue to use, and that will say, I cannot live without that app, or I cannot function without it because it really helps me. And I think it's a matter of just understanding what day you're going to use it, how you're going to use it, and whether it really helps you or if it's just taking away time. Because sometimes, if I write everything down on a calendar, but then I don't actually go back and look at that notebook or look at that calendar, is it really helpful? So I think it's important that we do it. And Lorena said, how many lists do you have? So she's saying, how many lists do you have? Right now I have 1, 2, 3, let's see. 5. I have 5 lists. And so on these lists is what I write for everything. But I can actually send you the blog post that I watched, or that I read on, I think I watched the YouTube video and I actually read the blog post, and it was so helpful. And it just really, really helped me to just start creating. And then we have Ovidilio, who's saying, what software are you using to stream live? Yes, I can totally send you that information. There are so many right now, honestly, that it's really just about understanding what it is that you want to stream. There is Wirecast, which I was really thinking about and wanting to do. But the one that I'm using is, I'll send you the information, Ovi, after the show. And he's saying, I love what your setup. Thank you so much for my setup. Yes, this is here in my office, and I'm little by little trying to get more technical and starting to use more software. So that's definitely coming up. So thank you to everybody who is commenting and who is also watching. Back to Trello, what we see here, like I said, is important because we need to understand that when you have a list, it helps you stay organized. It helps you think about what's coming up, helps you think about the year as a whole, or maybe you just want to look ahead to 2 months from now, right? And think about what content you're going to post, how you're going to plan it, when are you going to go shoot those photos, all of the things you're going to do. It's important that you know what you are going to do. And so I think that one is a great one. It helps a lot. And so it's important that we know what it is and that it exists. And so whether you want to use it on your browser, like on your desktop, or you want to use it on your phone, you can do whatever you want. So that's a really good one. And now moving on, I want us to talk about CANVA. I think that you guys have heard of CANVA and probably know what CANVA is, but CANVA is amazing. And I think the reason why it is so amazing is because there are so many templates and there's a lot of free stuff. So I will say that I pay a monthly fee. I believe it's like $11.99 or $12.99. Not exactly sure how much I pay. I know it's around that, but Canva allows you to create graphics. It allows you to create flyers. It allows you to create logos, templates, just any kind of image or idea that you have. You can create it in Canva. And so we're going to go to show you that as well, so that you can see what it looks like. And this is on the desktop. This is how it looks. And as we're scrolling, what you see there are different images. And of course, they also base it on what it is that you're trying to create. So for example, if you want to create something for social media, it'll allow you to do it there. If you want to create something for a presentation, maybe for work, it'll also allow you to do that. If you want to create a logo, which is something that I would love to talk about, because I think that logos are so important. And honestly, it is important that you create a great logo that says a lot about you. But nowadays, I think it's so important to just have something that is nice, something that you can, stays consistent with your branding, and that you can have wherever you go and whatever you do. You can have it on your social media. If you have a business, you can have it on your business cards. And what I like about Canva is that it will allow you to make shirts. It'll allow you to send this and get it printed on shirts, on mugs. You can also create your business cards. So this is great because it's just overall really helpful. And someone sent me a message on Facebook, and what we're hearing right now are fireworks. I live in Oakland. I live in East Oakland. So yes, my neighbors are going crazy with the fireworks. And then let's see. Elias, muchas gracias. Thank you so much. He's saying, I love it. Thanks for the tip. Silvia, ¿cómo estás? Muchísimas gracias por estar ahí pendiente. And what I'm saying is that for all of those that live in Oakland, I live in East Oakland. So what you guys are hearing right now are all the fireworks. But we're going to continue talking about Canva. And it really feels like it's literally in my backyard. I don't know why. Anyway, what we have there are just all of these templates, and I'll show you. I just want to show you, really, it's like endless possibilities of what you can do on Canva. I think it's probably one of my favorite apps, and we have it there. That's how it looks on the browser, like on the desktop, but this is how it looks on your phone. And basically, like, you just have all the templates and you can just start creating and start doing more. And so it's super helpful. I would love to dive into more topics on like how to create a logo. Someone sent me a picture and it had a logo, but it wasn't a PNG file. Now, for those of you that don't know what a PNG file is, it's important that you do, because when you create a logo or when you use one of these sites to create something, it's important that you create a PNG file so that your background will disappear. So it'll be transparent, and then that way you can actually have your logo look as you would want it to look, not with a white box around it, which is really important. So I'd love to dive in, actually show you what steps I take to make that. I think that would be awesome. And we're also going to show muchas gracias. Thank you so much, Luis. Thank you very much. You are so kind. I really appreciate it. We are going to continue. We're going to talk now. Time is going to be gone soon. This show is only 30 minutes. So, of course, I don't like to take up a lot of your time. I also don't want to inundate you with so much information. I think it's important that, we get a little bit, not so much, because then it's kind of hard to take it all in. And the last, but definitely not least, is Color Story. Color Story. I love this app. Color Story is amazing. We are seeing what it looks like. I just Googled it, and so we're seeing what it looks like right there. Color Story. But seriously, it is so good. I love this app. I like it because I can edit my photos there, and I know that Lorena's not going to let me lie, because Lorena uses this app too. And actually, Lorena was the one who told my friend about it, my friend Alejandra, and she told me about it. So I would have never known about Color Story if it weren't for Lorena. So Lorena, thank you so much. But Color Story, it allows you to edit photos, but it also allows you to add filters. And you can buy filters within the app. The app is free, but it'll allow you to buy filters. And I have it right there. Look, I'll show you. I have it right there, and you can see my ring light. But you basically just like edit your photo, and you can add filters. Like I said, I personally think it's probably one of the best ones. I've had Photoshop Express, and I've also had Lightroom for phone, but I think I still need a tutorial from Lorena on how to use Lightroom, because I'm not sure I know how to use it that well. But a Color Story is so good because it just lets you customize, it lets you change things, and it's easy to use, which I think is the most important part, that it's easy to use. But what I like about it is that what you can see is, like, you can see your pictures and you can edit it, and then you can also save whatever filter or whatever changes you made to a specific photo. You can save that and you can add it to another photo. So I want to show you just like a brief, let's show you a photo that I did not like, or that was dark. I'm trying to look for something that I can actually show you. Let's go to recent photos. So I always take pictures, of course, and I go out and about. I go with my sister or I go with my husband, and we go to specific locations and we take photos. And of course, I try to make my settings so, like, to the point that I don't need to edit that much, but sometimes you just don't get the perfect picture. So you, of course, have to edit. And that's where one of these apps is really handy, because it can help you edit a picture. It can help you make it better. For example, that photo, I have to turn this way. Let me show you. I'm gonna go back to this view. This photo right here, hold on, you can't see it. This photo right there, what you see right there is this picture. And here it looks a little bright, but it's actually not as bright. It's darker. So what I like about it is that you can adjust, and like it lets you go through everything. And I pretty much just start adjusting. I save that, and then I continue, and I make it, like, for example, if I want to make it brighter, I make it brighter. It looks pretty bright on my phone, but you get the idea. It's easy to use. You can find it. It's available for iOS and Android. But I love the fact that it's so easy to use, and that it really helps with making my images look similar when I post them on social media. So if I tell you kind of like by order how I use it, I first go to Color Story. I take my pictures, of course, first. Then I go into Color Story. I edit my photos, and then, and I'll, depending on how the pictures look, I'll edit one and then just copy that same, those same changes to all of, not all of the pictures, but the pictures that are similar. And then I will post them on my Planoly to see how they look and how they're going to look on my feed. And then, of course, I go ahead and schedule them, or I can post them directly in on Instagram, and it just goes directly. So pretty much those are 4 apps that I've honestly been using for the past like 3-4 years, and that have helped me so much. I've created so many things that I see people not only spending money, but just also it takes them forever to sometimes get something, because they have to hire somebody, or they have to request, someone to do something for them, which I'm not saying that that's bad. I think by all means you should if you have the money, but sometimes we stop ourselves because we don't have that budget. I cannot pay a graphic designer. I cannot pay somebody to design something for me. So they're like, what am I going to do? Oh, I won't do anything. No, you can start looking for things. You can start looking for apps and just kind of finding things out on your own and just seeing how they work best. I think that's the key idea here, to start creating more content. And of course, like I said last time, the content that you put out there, it represents you. It speaks very strongly about your brand and about who you are and about what you represent. So I think that that's why it's so important that we do it to the best of our abilities, because it's saying a lot about us. And like I said at the beginning, I wanted to share the quote that my mom shared with me, actually. She said, "The smallest actions mean more than the biggest intentions." And this is so true. You can have the greatest of intentions. Sorry, my microphone. You can have the best intentions, but if your actions are, you don't have the action, or you're not doing something, then you're not really going to see what you're capable of. So I think it's important that we start doing more, that we start accomplishing more. And, we're going to fail. We're going to mess up. We're going to have to go back and learn again. Just today, my nephew, who's right here, and he can actually come and say hi. Because he's on vacation, say hi.
Oh, hi.
He's on vacation right now, and so I said, well, come and help me. Let's I want to just have you here, have you help me a little bit. And we were figuring out how to do something, and I wasn't sure how. And so I had already watched a video to teach myself, and then I said it didn't work. So we watched it again, and thanks to him, he's 11.
Yeah.
He's 11. I was able to figure out, how to do that. So it really is always about having somebody, just learning from those around you, and, be willing to fail, be willing to take that risk, even if it doesn't go as planned, even if it doesn't go the right way the first time. So thank you so much. The show, it is over now. So I have like 2 minutes before 9, but I thank you so much for watching. I hope that if you didn't get to catch this live show, that you'll come back and that you'll watch it, and that you'll just write down these apps and then look for them on your phone and then download them. And another tip, I was thinking a lot about when during the day do we create? When during the day do we start to create our content? And I know that, it's so easy to get sucked in social media and to start, just scrolling and scrolling, whether it's on Facebook or on Instagram. But I've always felt that a lot of content creators are not content consumers. And what that means is that they're not consuming content as much as you think they are. They might seem like they are, but they're not consuming that much content. Why? Because they are creating content. So this is important, because if you are a content creator, you got to check yourself sometimes, and you have to say, how much time am I spending on social media? Am I just scrolling? And a lot of the time we follow people that are not really inspiring us. And to be honest, when I first got my Instagram account, I didn't follow any family, any friends. And of course, over time, I started following more friends and family. But the reason why, not because I didn't want to have them as friends on social media, I did, but because sometimes what they're doing is not inspiring to me. You know, I want to, my goal is to do more. I look at brands, and I look at companies, and I look at advertising agencies, and I say, what can I learn from them? And not that I can't learn from my family, I can, but a lot of the time what they post revolves around their kids and their family and their outings and everything that they do or that they have. And that's not always the type of content that I want to consume. So I leave you with this thought. Think about what you're consuming. Are you consuming more than you're creating? And if so, how can you time yourself? How can you start limiting yourself? Maybe spending 20 minutes in the morning and then 20 minutes at night, but being very limited to how much time you're actually spending on social media. I think that is so important, because if you want to be a content creator, that means that you're going to have to get off your phone. You're going to have to stop scrolling and get off Instagram, get off YouTube, and actually start creating. Now, it's okay if you're on your phone and you spend 2 hours, but because you're trying to learn how to use Canva or how to use Trello or how to use Planoly, that's perfectly fine. I just want to make sure that you guys are not consuming so much content. And if you are, I hope that it's actually teaching you something. It's okay to spend an hour on YouTube watching that tutorial on how to do something. But if you're just watching something that's making you laugh or that's entertaining, it's not bad. Of course it's not. We all want to be entertained. We all want to have some downtime and enjoy something fun, but limit yourself, create that schedule. Are you going to create content on the weekends, or are you going to create content during the week? And if so, then you have to stop doing all of these things that are taking up your time, because then it's not that you don't have time, it's that you're not managing your time well, right? So I think that's very important when it comes to content creation. How much content are you creating and how much content are you consuming? That's the question. You got to balance it out, and you got to make the best decision. So I'm just going to leave you with my close, and just hope that you really enjoyed this show, and that you enjoyed everything that we went over today, and just everything that we had. And so I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. It's Friday tomorrow, and I'll be back next week. If you have ideas, or if you want to just talk about something, ask a question, more than happy to answer you through my messages, and just have a chat. So thank you. And we say hi to Ana Vázquez. Hola, Ana. Muchas gracias. Qué linda. Muchísimas gracias por el cariño y por estar ahí pendientes. Se les agradece mucho. And so this is it. This is the end of my show. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And at the beginning, I showed you my open, but like I said, we're always learning. So I had some text on screen, so you can see it now, and I'll see you guys next week. Y para los que hablan español, nos vemos el domingo a las 11:30 de la mañana.